Alright folks, we stopped at this marker and I'm not going anywhere where I want to go. Anyway, you can see that the bait's loaded up on this marker, so I'm just trying to get the boat set just right now. Wind's a little bit heavier than I thought it was going to be, but it is what it is. You dealt with the hand that you're deal with the hand that you're dealt with. So see what happens. All I'm doing is taking this Purina tropical fish food. We also sell it on our website, tampabayfishingchannel.com. We sell it in 5-pound bags. I just good enough water to cover the top, and I mix it up. And I want to get it to a decent paste. I don't want it too soupy and I don't want it too dry. I'll probably have to add more water to it here in a little bit, but overall this is the consistency that I want, where you can ball it up, just start chumming. Now what's happening is, of course, the wind and the tide are going against each other. I hate to throw the net into the wind, so I've kind of backed up the boat to where I can throw it here with the wind and let it flow back to the marker. As you can see, the bait is not reacting very kindly to being in the live well, so that's telling me that there's some bad water here. I'm straight out from the port. Not seeing any dead fish, not smelling anything, not irritated by anything, but that is a strong indication when 3/4 of the live well dies when I put it in there and the rest of it's darting like this. So that's just telling me that this is bad water, so I'm going to go try to find some better water and see what we can do. But if you're going to catch bait, don't come to this marker for right now because it's not good. Well folks, I decided to do something a little different today. Actually, I'm still in the shipping channel, but I went past Egmont. And I've never fished out here. I wanted to find something new, and that's exactly what I did. Found a ledge. First bait down was a little red grouper, and then this one. Let me go see if he measures. I'm almost positive he will. Yep. When I'm fishing new areas like I'm doing right now, I typically like to try to start with cut bait, because usually that's what gets everything fired up down there and it gets everything going. So that's what I do, and if I can get them going, then I'll drop down a live bait, see what else I can get. If I don't get bit on cut bait, then I'll throw a live bait down there. Without having anybody else on the boat with me, it's a lot more difficult to gather a pattern of how these fish want to eat. But once you start getting it bit, then you kind of get an idea of how these fish want it. And I mean, it's literally getting to the bottom and they're on it. And it's a mixture of fish. It's, ooh, nice sea bass. There we go. Like I said, it's a mixture of fish, from grouper, red grouper, gag grouper. Now I just caught this sea bass. So you never know what you're gonna catch. I was talking to my jig builder yesterday, and I was just like, I asked him, I said, you know, Rich, what can I do for content? You know, I'm looking to do something different. And he said, well, show people what you're doing when the fish takes the bait, because a lot of times, just like that, a lot of times what will happen is you'll feel a little tap, 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 another sea bass. And then your bait's gone, or you'll feel a tap tap, and then you'll feel a steady pull. And when you feel that steady pull, that's when you want to start reeling down on the fish, because you don't want to do it when they're tapping it. You want to do it when they grab it and take off with it. It's hard because you want to put the hook on that fish when they're tapping it, but you got to be patient, little one. The fact is that sometimes you got to go through and get hit a lot, and eventually you'll get that other fish to come in and grab that bait and take off with it. So that's a key thing, is, you know, let that, if that bait's tapping it like this, if that rod tip's going like this, and then all of a sudden it just, that's when you want to put the hook in them, right when that bend starts to happen in that rod. So don't try to put the hook in that fish when it's just tapping it. You want to wait for them to take off with it. See, they're tapping it now. There's that steady pull, just like that. As soon as they start that steady pull on it, is when you want to put, there's a better sea bass. Looks like I'm in the sea bass now. That time I threw down a live bait because I knew I was getting the bottom fired up. As soon as it hit the bottom, he was on it. Another keeper gag. Yeah, buddy. I love when a plan comes together and I find new areas. I absolutely love it, especially when you can catch multiple different species. Oh yeah. Ain't nothing better than that. You're probably saying to yourself, why is Todd keeping, you know, a couple grouper? Well, I've got a fish fry coming up and I want to make sure that we have food, fish, and so that's, if I was just out here fun fishing, I would let those fish go. But since I'm getting ready to have a fish fry, that's why I'm gonna keep my limit. I've got my limit now, and I'll probably just start to bounce around a little bit. But this spot has definitely proven, it wasn't a big ledge, but it's big enough, and it was holding fish, and I got right on it, and bam, every time I'm coming down, it's fish on, fish on, fish on. Like I said, I'm using the Stewie jig, and a lot of people come into the office and ask me, you know, what color do I like? Color doesn't matter. And it catches the eye of the fisherman more than anything. But weight does matter. If I can go and get away with going light on my weight, I'm going to do that. But since I'm in 40 feet of water, the tide's really not moving much, so I'm using 1 ounce. I could probably go lighter than that, but I just want to get to the bottom relatively pretty quick and see what we've got down there. Stole my bait that fast. Yep. So it really doesn't matter what color, and they work great. This is why it's so important to chum, especially on a slow tide like we've got today. They're down there eating the chummers. I don't chum too much though, because you don't want to overfeed them. Every couple of minutes I'll just do like a little quarter of a net full of bait. Just drop it down there. Now I'm letting my bait down and I'm in 40 feet of water. I can literally, I've got a knocker rig on with a 3 ounce weight. I can literally see my bait fish almost swimming on the surface. So I'm going to let it go to the bottom and then reel up until I catch up to that bait, which is right there, and drop them back down again. So when you're using a knocker rig, always remember that you want to make sure that that bait's getting down. See, there he's down now, that he's getting down with the weight. Because if you initially let him go, especially a decent sized pinfish, they're going to swim away from that weight and they won't even get close to the bottom. So you want to remember that when you're using a knocker rig, to where that bait fish is going to swim away from that weight. And if you don't get him down there, he's not going to get eaten. Okay folks, you can see this ledge right there that I was fishing. You can see the fish on top of it. So now that I'm coming up the ledge and looking back down the ledge on the side imaging, that's exactly what I'm looking at right there. So this area, I think, has got a few more ledges in it, so I'm going to go and see what else I can find. But that area was really good. Caught 2 nice keeper gags. I caught some red grouper, I caught sea bass, so I caught a bunch of different things. So now that I've got that spot, I don't want to wear it out too much, so I'm going to go and see if I can find some more ledges out here. Okay, here's another ledge right there. We're coming down it right here. Not marking a ton of fish on it, but some fish. So what I want to do is I want to go back up the ledge. So I want to go back up so I can look down into it. Again, using that premise, see there's fish right there, so we may have to mark this. There's definitely a bunch of fish down there. Oh yeah, look at that show of fish right there. Woo, buddy. That's what I'm talking about right there. See, as we go back up the ledge, there it is again. So now I'm going to go parallel with the ledge so I can start reading it. But there was a lot of fish on that ledge right there, so I'd mark that. We'll definitely come back to that one. But as you can see on the side imaging, you can see the ledge to our left. See, there's more right there. That's a good ledge. So that's exactly what I'm looking for when I come out here looking for new areas. I'm up on the upper part of the shipping channel, looking down into the shipping channel and seeing all of these marks here. So I know that one's probably holding fish, so I'm going to mark that one. Really, utilizing today's technology is key. If you can really learn how to read your machine, that is the key to finding more areas and being able to find really finite areas and some obscure areas. That's what I'm looking for. But since I've never fished out this way, I'm actually looking for anything I can find right now, and I'm finding a ton of ledges, as you can see on the screen right there. We're going down the ledge, you can see right here. Let's see if we start marking any fish. Yep, there they are right there. So we'll definitely mark that area. Come back and fish it. As soon as that bait's getting to the bottom, I stopped on that ledge that I marked, and as soon as it gets to the bottom, it's getting hammered. Ooh, there's a hit. Whoa! Couldn't budge that fish. As soon as he thumped it, I knew I was in trouble. God, just broke the 20. See, I'm using our 10-pound braid. People think it's the braid, but it's the leader. It is what it is. I might have to go back to my big boy pole. That was ugly. Well, folks, that was a fun day. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just took the advantage and went out, dropped the boat, went out for a short trip. Wanted to find some new area, wanted to find some clean water. I was outside of the bay fishing the main shipping channel, and as you saw, had an awesome day. The fish were, I got railed I don't know how many times. So we caught some really nice grouper, caught some really nice snapper, caught some really nice sea bass. So it was a fun trip, but it was something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I had to cut it short because I could tell way off in the distance that we have some storms building. So I definitely wanted to get back before getting caught in any of those. But again, I hope you guys learned something from this show. And you know, I'm struggling for content right now, and I know you guys want to see what we do and how we do it and everything else. So if there's something that you want to see us do, just let us know, and if it's possible, we're gonna do it. I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully you learned something with this show, talking about, you know, what to look for on that bite, what to look for on your machine, because it's so important. Utilizing your machine and understanding what your machine is telling you is so important. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean these fish, get them ready for our fish fry. And again, thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. Again, we have our get together July 10th at Sunray Marine. We're gonna have a food truck, we're gonna have an ice cream truck, we're gonna have a steel drum band, and then we're gonna have our jigs and all this other stuff there. And then of course Sunray Marine will have boats there. And then there's a company called I think it's Clean Wake Water Sports. Yes, Clean Wake Water Sports is also going to be there. So we're going to have a lot of different things going on. So if you get some free time on that Saturday, come out and see us. We'll be there from 12 to 4. I'm sorry, I'm watching this fish just get annihilated. Bait fish. Well, then the bird got it. But anyway, come out and see us July 10th at Sunray Marine, 12 to 4. It's going to be a good time. We're just having this as a get together, just for people to get together and meet each other, and hopefully you can find a new fishing buddy. So fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.